These are also kind of like good reminders for me that I apply personally into my life. It's a mix of like practices and reminders, tips to inspire you really to design this life that just feels so true to you, and it's not based off of someone else's template. Hi, welcome into Femilescence. My name is Katie Ellis. This channel is all about helping you become a woman in her benevolent knowing, a woman who senses into who she truly is on a soul level and radiates from within. She knows her beauty, she knows her worth, and she's confidently expressing herself. This particular video is all about helping you design a life that feels true to you. While I think that it's so amazing and powerful to look to other people, influencers, Pinterest. Oh my god, don't get me started on Pinterest. I love Pinterest. But like I love going on Pinterest and like building my vision board, and it really like keeps me motivated by looking at these pictures and these aesthetic lifestyles that I see these other women living and doing things that I like, and all the girly stuff where I'm like, ooh, I want to go on my walk with that matcha, and keeps me aligned with my goals. But it gets toxic when you try to smash yourself into that vision that you have, that you saw from that other person. When you're trying to follow someone else's blueprint, that's where you start to contract and you're squishing yourself into someone else's box, and you need to build your own. You are a different person that may operate different from another person. You hear all about a type A person, a type B person, a more creative person, a more practical, logical person. So you have to kind of find your own flow, and don't get caught up in the language either, trying to label yourself, oh, I'm type B, and I have to do this, and I have to align with this because I am type B. No, let's like set all the language aside. That can be helpful to, get to know yourself and understand how you work, but don't let the labels begin to suppress you and put weight on you. And when it's doing that, you'll start to feel overwhelmed, you'll start to feel suppressed and depressed, really. You know how it feels. This advice applies for any time of the year, but I do want to speak to this new year if you're watching it right now. To me, the real new year is in spring, because that's when everything is blooming. We're still in hibernation mode in January. It's midwinter. So I like to use this time to kind of test and play around with my plans. So late December, early January, I'll start building my vision board. I'll start feeling into the energy that I sense for this next coming year, what themes it's bringing up for me, what I want to work on, any goals that I want to achieve. And I start playing around with systems and schedules and things like that to start implementing it. And it's really trial and error time. You see if a workout schedule works for you or whatever. You start just exploring and continue resting and reflecting on your life and just going within, planting those seeds. That's what I find best. And then in spring, you really start to get the energy to move through and really tackle the goals and everything. So don't put pressure on yourself. You're still in hibernation mode. Now with my planner, this is scattered right now. I was so excited about this planner though, because this year I decided to tailor it to myself instead of purchasing a planner, because I was finding it so hard to find one that had exactly what I wanted. So I decided to purchase these clear sheet protectors and print out my own monthly page and calendar, ignore my chicken scratch, my monthly plan, my weekly planner, and then my daily planner. And then I have some other stuff that I'm going to be putting in. Point in this tip is that it's important to have clarity, and this is not about controlling your days, controlling your life. It's about giving yourself that clarity. Having a planner to help you schedule your day, or at the very least just brain dump things that you want to do and help you return to a checklist to where you can check it off and even get a sense of gratification for completing it. But also just help you see and reflect on what you want to do and be in relationship with yourself in that way. I've been thoroughly enjoying sitting down in the morning with my life binder and having a cup of coffee and going over what do I want to do for the day. In this daily planner, I have my schedule, I have an intention and what I want to feel for the day, what's calling me, and I write it like that because I'm like, what's calling me today? Like, what am I feeling particularly called to do? And it just helps me connect into my soul more than like today's to-do list or something like that. And then I put my top priorities, non-negotiables for what I have to do for the day. This helps me stay in communion with myself, with my soul, with God. That way I can schedule my day in a way that really lights me up and makes me feel positive. If you do have a lot of goals that you're trying to stick to, and if you haven't been able to stay consistent, every day is a new day. You can always reset. I like to have the frame of mind that every day is a new life. That really inspires me and helps me feel full, and that way I can take the day not as like another number, not as another time limit, but a whole life. Like, what do I want to do today? What do I want to put my energy into? It helps me not go about my goals like super hard and rigid on myself, and just open up a bit more and give myself some grace. Getting organized is super necessary when you want to design a life that feels true to you. Part of organization requires clearing and upkeeping, and that is going to help you make space in your life and let your soul, let God, the universe know, hey, we're ready to establish what we truly desire. You're making space for new things to come in, and you're also like moving, circulating energy so things aren't becoming stagnant. That's how you can stay consistent and aligned on your path. Take time, however many times you need. If you need it daily, weekly, monthly, clear your energy, clear your space, your environment. Make sure that your environment stimulates you in a way that makes you feel happy and bubbly. And if you notice yourself avoiding, like I tend to avoid doing my laundry when it piles up, and I'm like, oh my God, that's gonna be a lot to do. You need to go towards what you're avoiding, because that's accumulated energy, and that, as crazy as it may sound, that is a reflection of what's going on internally, and there's stagnation there. Cliche, but just do it like Nike. I promise the more that you upkeep and clear, you're gonna feel so much more refreshed, and your aura is gonna feel clean and clear, and you're gonna feel in flow from within, without, and it's just gonna circulate back and forth. You're going to be able to output exactly what feels right to you, and you're gonna be able to circulate and resource back from within without getting depleted. On a daily basis, I want you to practice shifting your focus from all of the icky things that has to be done, whether it's just regular chores, activities to achieve your goals, to-do lists, whatever. Try to shift from thinking about, like, for example, if you're washing dishes, instead of thinking about, ugh, I hate washing dishes, this is so boring, I need to hurry this up because I don't want to waste my time anymore, I have other things to do. Stay connected with yourself in the now and focus on the outcome. Focus on what you're wanting from that. You're wanting to have clean dishes. This sounds silly, but I practice this, and it really helps rejuvenate my life and make me feel more happy and just align with myself. Because when I start putting all of these negative thoughts and emotions on myself, then I just feel weighed down and not true to who I am. And it makes my life and my day feel like icky and blah. And I'm like, I start getting so tired, and it takes me away from working towards my purpose. It just keeps bogging you down and repeating negative habits and patterns of thought over time. But I'll be like cleaning, I'll just connect into the feeling, the sensations of the water hitting my skin, and as I'm washing the dishes, I'll just think like, I love being clean. I am a clean woman. I like cleaning. I like the feeling of having clean dishes. I'm using a lot of like basic everyday life things, but as you're working out, you could get excited thinking about, I love growing my booty. I love being healthy. I love taking care of myself. Focus on the beauty of what's to come. What you're currently doing now is going to get you to. And I'm not meaning that like looking to the future. I'm just saying stay connected and present with yourself. And if you notice yourself feeling icky or having like negative thoughts about it, you can like acknowledge them, comfort them for a split second, and then flip it to thinking about how happy you're going to be after doing this. I think a lot of our brains have become so programmed to want to consume and hurry up and finish this and productivity and anything that requires a little bit more work or makes me feel uncomfortable, I don't want to do. And a lot of that has to do with putting expectations on ourselves and standards. And once you take that away, you're like a clear channel. You can just focus on what lights you up. So let go of those expectations. Just focus on doing what you like, fulfilling what you want, and creating the life that makes you feel authentic and radiant. Another thing that can trip us up is worrying about whether we're doing the right thing or wrong thing. Are we doing things correctly? Am I actually making progress? Is what I'm doing now going to get me to where I want to go? The thing is that you can always pivot, so it doesn't matter. If you have steps that are going to get you to be the woman that you want to be, to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, and have the life that makes you feel amazing, then great, follow those. But you have to go at your own pace, and you have to trust yourself. Life is going to look different for everyone. Even if we all have the exact step-by-step blueprint to follow, each of our lives are going to uniquely impact us in the ways that they need to help us individually grow into who we are meant to be. You have to follow that. You have to notice the patterns in your life. You have to see the challenges and the things that are calling you particularly and work with that. So you may have these goals that you're trying to work on. You may have this vision and these steps to follow. You may be going on that path, or maybe not. Regardless, you're aware, you can see certain things that are unfolding in front of you, and you have to trust yourself to take the steps in your own way. Stop doubting yourself and telling yourself that you should do this, or being a perfectionist and being way too hard on yourself to the point that it blocks you from moving forward. Stop questioning yourself. Oh, am I doing this right? Oh my gosh, I'm scared that if I don't do this perfect, then I'm not gonna get to where I want to go. Just learn to trust your intuitive impulses and nudges. If you have a plan for the day and you feel a deeper calling pulling you towards something else, like maybe you have planned to study and you feel called to create some art, do a little bit of your studying, do what you need to do, of course, but nurture that other part of you as well. Listen to that intuitive side of you. Ultimately, no matter which path you take, it's always going to lead you to where you need to go, where you need to meet yourself at. And on that note, go easy on yourself. Have fun with it. What's the point in any of it if we can't enjoy ourselves? I have just been delighting in the simple moments in my life where I'm going outside and I notice the steam of my hot tea or coffee rising, and I see the sun peeking through. I feel the wind on my skin. Those little moments where I get to enjoy a sweet treat with my mom while we watch movies. Plan more times for those types of moments. Pay attention and slow down for those things. And whatever you're doing to create this life that you truly desire, remember that being in the rush and quick speed of this world that we live in now can dilute your true authentic nature. It can dilute your bigness, your brightness, because once you start getting caught up in the rat race and you're constantly thinking about needing to do this and seeing other women out there and feeling pressure to up level to that, whether it be in career or looks or what have you, when you consider everything that you want to fulfill in your life, it feels like a lot all at once, and slowly but surely it just begins to push you down to where you're a sliver of nothing. You need to lighten up and not be so hard on yourself. If you don't fulfill something on your to-do list, getting upset with yourself, or if you mess something up, beating yourself up about it. because that's taken away from who you really are. And it's almost like, think about a little kid that you're talking ugly to all the time, and before you know it, their sweet innocence and that light within them stops shining. And that's what's happening to you when you're being so mean to yourself, really. Now, I'm going to give some practices and ways that you can apply these mindset shifts and just all of these words that I've been dishing out in order to stay connected to your true self and continue weaving this beautiful creation of your life. You must take breaks. Like, what the heck are you doing if you're constantly running yourself into the ground back to back without having any moments of to yourself? And my favorite way to take breaks is to go out in nature. This is how you let yourself naturally come back to you, release and revitalize your energy. Literally, for me, 5 seconds in nature and I'm already just feel cleansed. And I like to play with feeling the wind move through me and pretending that the wind is just clearing my energy, taking away all of the thoughts and all of the just gunk that has built up. Whether you're tuned into your energy or not, start playing with noticing the energy themes in your life, noticing symbols and signs that come up for you. I like to do this by following astrology and the moon cycles, but also just I'll notice certain themes in my life that are coming up. Maybe I'm reading some books and I start noticing like quotes or certain words, topics that are coming up. And then when I'm watching TV, maybe I'll hear some information where I'm like, oh wait, that's exactly what it said in my book. And lately I have been feeling really stressed out and it's telling me to start to ease into peace and practice some meditation. And I'm like, oh wow, this is a theme in my life right now, stress and finding peace and connecting deeper to myself. And that helps me stay on track. And even if I fall off track, it helps me to explore a different area that I need to. And it's really powerful. And noticing symbols and signs, not just like angel numbers, but certain messages that come up for you. Maybe if you pray and commune with God or the universe, whatever you connect with, whatever that powerful life force, that ineffable nature words can't describe, just start to feel into yourself and get aware, piecing together what you're growing into and just keeping your footing step by step. It's like guidance for your life. Building on the books example, I've been loving doing this for several years now, and it always amazes me every single time how just synchronistic it is. Whatever you're interested in at this moment, buy a book or two about it and read it to inspire you to get closer to who you are. And let the book follow your life. What I mean by that is, for example, when I've read books before, I've sometimes just needed to take a pause from them. Every time I would pick the book back up and start to read it, the text in the book was literally speaking to me and speaking to what I was going through in my life at that moment. It's magical how the divine helps you construct your life. When you follow your intuition and you pick out the book that you're interested in, that's calling to you, and you're like, ooh, I really want to grow in this. And then you start to read it, and you read it at your own pace. You're not worried about reading it by a certain time or anything like that. You'll start to notice how it helps you improve, not just from like a literal logical sense, but in a magical way of how it's like reflecting back your life to you, and it's helping pull out true, honest, genuine pieces of yourself, and you can actually apply that in real time in your life. I love it. Now, the last practice I'm going to share, if you've already played around with it, if you've already done it, or if you're practicing it now, continue doing it or get back to doing it. If you haven't yet, start doing it. Reprogram your subconscious mind. Tend to your subconscious terrain. You can focus on, envision, and set aspirations to do and be all of these amazing, lovely things. But if you don't have it programmed in your deeper mind that you are that person and have it connected with your identity and your soul, if you have instead negative limiting beliefs, conditioning and past wounds stuck in your subconscious, then you're never going to be able to consciously act in alignment with what you truly desire. You're never going to be able to fully relax into your life and have a perspective that sees it as being this beautiful, authentic life that you're living. Begin healing any past wounds, any energy blockages that you have. Start replacing any of those thoughts and beliefs that you feel weighing down on you with life-affirming thoughts, with life-affirming words of beauty, words that inspire you. This isn't about being positive all the time. This is about having a relationship with yourself and noticing when you're feeling down and upset, nurturing yourself, paying attention to what's making you upset, reflecting on it, and then redirecting, parenting yourself and saying, okay, let's move in this direction, and what's going to make you feel good and motivated and encouraged to do so. You have to become your biggest supporter, and nobody's coming to save you. You have to create this life for yourself. Even if someone did it for you, you still wouldn't be able to live it to your fullest potential if you are not involved in the process of it, if you can't open up through the process of it. And really, I have the image of like an oyster creating a pearl, a diamond being created through pressure. If you don't have that, you're not having the character building, you're not having the soul growth that's necessary to get to that. You can't radiate in your light and your authenticity and your true soul essence if you aren't embracing all of the experiences that are necessary to make you be you and live the unique life that you're meant to live. And lastly, thinking of unique, stop comparing yourself. That is the biggest block to you being able to design the life that's meant for you, and the life that is really going to make you just so joyful, so you. Your life is your own to explore, nobody else's. If you keep looking to others to try to find yourself, you're never going to truly be able to embody who you're meant to be, because you aren't I'm getting all these funny images now, like you're not tapping into your own ingredient list and what you need to do to make this delicious meal that you are. You're focused on following their recipe because you're like, ooh, that dish looks so delicious and so good, but you have a dish to offer that is so amazing and deliciously juicy in itself. So you need to focus on following your own recipe. So when you're creating your life, remember that you can't go off of looking at others' curated posts and little pieces of their life that you see and how they present themselves and just assume that you're less than or that you're just not doing something right. That's a tricky little thing that our brain does. And the more that you practice and remember all of these tips, you'll be able to connect back to your wholeness and constantly resource back into that space that is of truth. It's great to look to others and get inspired by people, absolutely, but to then try to parallel yourself next to someone else is completely absurd. And the more that you notice yourself being involved with doing the things that you like and getting comfortable and happy in your own skin and just beginning to feel so like giddy and just this right here in your life, just by being you, you'll start to feel like everything is actually perfect, even though perfect in a worldly sense doesn't exist. You'll start to feel the energy of it, like it just is full circle for you. You'll start feeling so fulfilled and just to the point where you're overflowing. We are all humans spiraling on the same planet, so don't think that someone else is better or higher up than you. We're all on our different paths, and you're here to be you and design a life that helps you thrive, and it doesn't have to be measured by anyone else's standards or should-be's. You're making an impact in your own way just by being you. You don't have to have a certain career or be doing a particular something to be worthy. I want you to unravel into that, and that's how you'll start creating an authentic lifestyle. And if you really want some hands-on connected practice in doing this and connecting with yourself, unraveling any energy blockages, emotional debris, the negative limiting beliefs, if you're ready to repattern your mind, then please join me in some healing, trauma-informed breathwork sessions. I'm doing group breathwork sessions right now, and I'm really, really excited because I love connecting in community with other women. Feminine healing circles are so nurturing, and we come together at the end of our breathwork session with a sharing circle, and connecting in that way is so cathartic, so healing in itself. I really encourage you to join, and I would love to connect and build community. I also have a free community as well where I go over stories, and sometimes I'll add in practices and just many different things to inspire you to feel confident, beautiful, and so connected to your soul. So join me there. I don't know if I can put the links right now because my channel is a little bit limited, but you can always follow me on Instagram at Evolving with Ellis and message me on there, and I'll give you the details, or you can look at my bio and I have the link to all of these things. I would love to have you join in a session and be absolutely amazing, or join in the community. Say hi there and let's start connecting. I'm like, you can tell I'm just so excited, but I'm like, please. I really want to start building this community. I got this idea and it just totally lit me up. I will try to put the links in the description box if I can, so go ahead and check it out and see if it works. If not, like I said, you can get the info at Evolving with Ellis on Instagram. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you. I send you so much love. I'll see you next time. Mwah.